The UFO Question. Chapter 1. In the Beginning. As we all know, extraterrestrials, ETs, and unidentified flying objects, UFOs, have been visiting Earth since the beginning. However, World War II was the pivotal event that changed everything. Many people today believe that the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki prompted ETs to start appearing. But in reality, it was the war itself that piqued the aliens' interest. The war was so brutal and on such a massive scale that it triggered a significant psychic awakening in humanity. Today, individuals with powerful psychic abilities often come from specific bloodlines, have had a near-death experience, or have been manipulated by ETs. Unfortunately, a traumatic experience is typically required to unlock someone's third eye unless they are born with it. During World War II, millions of people experienced trauma on an unprecedented scale. Cities were completely destroyed, and large battles raged worldwide. This led to a massive psychic awakening, with many individuals unaware of their newfound abilities. The aliens, however, were aware and deeply concerned. The psychic realms and consciousness are their domain, and humanity's unguided foray into this territory posed potential problems for them. To address this, they devised a plan to slow humanity's awakening and guide us onto the right path. In 1950, the aliens approached U.S. President Dwight Eisenhower while he was on vacation in Palm Springs, California. He received a call from the Secretary of Defense, informing him that ETS had landed at Edwards Air Force Base and wanted to conduct a peaceful technology exchange. Even in the 1950s, a president's movements were closely monitored, so they quickly fabricated a cover story about Eisenhower having a dental emergency, requiring an urgent visit to a military base. When the president arrived at the base, he saw a floating, silver, disc-shaped craft on the airfield. The ship consisted of two sections. The top had small, oval windows wrapping around it, and the bottom was smooth silver metal with three spherical protrusions on the undercarriage. A ramp extended from the right side of the ship, where a man stood. He had pure white, swept-back hair, a tan complexion, and a warm smile upon seeing the president. He wore a silver jumpsuit with a gold sash, which bore an emblem resembling a star. The president consulted his team before approaching the man and introducing himself. The man identified himself as Vela, a representative of the Star Federation, here to share technology with Earth's people. As he spoke, he also communicated telepathically with Eisenhower, reassuring him that there was nothing to fear and that his words were truthful. Vela gestured toward the ship, inviting the president for a meeting. Inside, Vela was accompanied by two crew members, a male co-pilot and a female scientist. The ship seemed larger on the inside, but apart from the cockpit, all the rooms were empty. They were led into one of these empty rooms, lit only by a single oval window. Eisenhower remarked, "We're having the meeting in this empty room." Vela replied, "Yes," and as he spoke, the floor in the center of the room rippled like water. Just as water fills a glass, a medium-sized round table with three alcove chairs on each side emerged from the floor. The room brightened, though no visible lights were present. They sat down and began discussing the terms of the technology exchange. Vela outlined three conditions. First, any technology shared must be distributed globally, not just to the United States. Second, they would only share free energy technology, which could not be weaponized. Third, the exchange would occur gradually over 50 to 80 years to avoid disrupting society and the global economy. In return, the aliens had two demands: a gradual nuclear disarmament and a U.S.-led global initiative to prevent wars and contain aggressive nations. As a former general, Eisenhower was eager to accept the deal, having witnessed the horrors of war and recognizing the dangers of atomic weapons. However, he knew he needed his administration's approval. He requested a few days to consult with his team in Washington, and Vela agreed. As they rose to leave, Vela issued a warning about another alien race that would offer various technologies but at a terrible cost. He cautioned that they could not be trusted. When Eisenhower returned to the White House, he enthusiastically briefed his cabinet at a large oak table. To his surprise, they were unfazed by his account. The Secretary of Defense revealed that they were already aware of another offer, tossing a small black square chip onto the table as a gift or sample from a different alien group. This group promised various technologies and a base on Earth to study and elevate human consciousness, requiring only a few hundred people per year for their experiments. No one would be harmed, they claimed. Eisenhower was skeptical of this plan, but his cabinet made it clear that refusing it could cost him his presidency. Reluctantly, he agreed to their terms but insisted on meeting Vela to formally decline his offer. For security, they chose an aircraft carrier in the Pacific for the meeting, though it would offer little protection against spacefaring aliens. On the agreed date and time, a white light appeared above the fleet, and a silver disc-shaped craft descended onto the carrier's flight deck. The ramp lowered, and Vela stepped out, greeting the president and his team. "I've been waiting," he said. "Do you have an answer?" With a heavy heart, Eisenhower thanked Vela for his generous offer but declined, citing economic, religious, and political complications. Vela's expression remained unchanged. When asked if another offer had been made, Eisenhower admitted they had accepted a different deal. Vela warned that this other group would provide short-term technology but demand everything in return, endangering humanity's future. Eisenhower acknowledged the risk but said the decision was out of his hands. Vela smiled and said, "It seems humanity is heading into a dark age for the next 100 years, but one day, you will join us among the stars, and the lost fifth race will come home."